All right, guys, this is going to be a whole glute workout. So we're going to also use two pieces of equipment. We're using the band and the stability ball. And as usual, I will give you modifications for all of these exercises. This is going to be a lot of time working the glutes, but I promise we'll do some really good stretches for them at the very end, okay? So bear with me, it's going to be a great workout. You're definitely going to feel those buns and the posterior chain again today. So let's start off laying down. We'll be on our backs. Let those shoulders relax down and back. And we're going to keep those feet about a little bit more than shoulder distance apart, so they're a little bit wider. Your palms can press down into the mat. And we're going to take that deep Pilates breath, bringing the belly button to your backbone. And then let's raise the hip bones up in the air. And we want a nice long line from knee to shoulder without a break in the bridge here. So can you see how my hips are a little bit lower? We've got a little dip here. I really want to push those hips up without arching my back. So my back stays flat, my ribs stay closed down, not arched up like this. And I really feel this in my glutes. I want you to focus on putting the weight into your heels here. So you can feel the weight just going down the back of your legs, right into your heels as those ribs are knitted and your knees start to reach to the wall in front of you. And then from here, we're going to hinge right here. So we make this crease here rather than rolling through our low back. Crease right here, back stays long, sacral bone right here touches the mat. So your hips to shoulders are like solid board. You raise up and you lower down. One straight line here. Raise up, push that weight in the heels, push the knees out like you have laser beams coming out of your knees. Lower it back down, kind of like sitting back down. Let's go 4 more. Raise it up, press it back down. Let's go 3 more. Raise it up, really feel those glutes. It's good to actually put your hands back here and feel them. See if they're turning on. Sometimes we need that message to go to our brain to turn a certain muscle group on, and those glutes are definitely one of them. Good, let's go 1 more. I'm going to have you stay up. Now I really want you to touch those glutes just with your fingertips here and see how long you can keep them turned on as you start to lower. Right about here, when you get about halfway, is where they're like, I'm done. So talk them into staying turned on. Coerce them. Touch them, say, come on, stay on, until you get that sacral bone to land onto the mat. Super hard, much harder than it sounds. So let's try it again. Bringing those hips up in the air. We got that flat back. Touch those glutes, tell them to turn on and stay on all the way down to the mat. And then bring it back. Here we go, 1 more. Take it up. Glutes turn on. Pelvic floor is the big one on this too. And then lower down. Heels are holding your weight. Glutes are staying turned on, turn on. Can you see me shaking? And then bring it down. Whew. This is how you really get those muscles to recruit. Very focused attention. Okay, rock those knees out just a little bit side to side. I'm going to show you some options, okay? We're going to go into now bringing your ankles together, a little single leg variation. So bring your hips up into the air. This time it's a little bit harder to get those hips up because those knees are hugging together. But keep pushing, keep getting them up there. And then we're going to bring your right knee into tabletop. So holding that knee in tabletop, we'll do that same thing. Tap the hip bones down, raise them back up in the air. Tap the hip bones down, raise them back in the air. Now I'm going to show you a variation to this. If you want a little extra here, what you can do is take your green band right across your shin bone, hold the tails onto the floor, and you'll have to adjust depending on how much resistance you want, and bring those hips up into the air now with the extra resistance of that band going across your shin. And you'll notice that changes the game a little bit. So decide if you want that. Maybe today's not the day. Maybe you want to save that for later. But it's just a good option to take this up a notch if you want. And by the way, I feel this in my inner thigh on that other side. 4 more. Press those hips up. 3. Remember, we crease right here. 2. lower that foot back down to the mat. As we go on to the left side, it's your choice to decide whether you want to just do it without resistance. Exhale up, inhale down, or if you're up for a little resistance of that band. Remember, don't let the band change the shape of your knee. You don't want to let that ankle come down. You just want to use that band to give you a little bit more challenge, right? You always want a little more challenge. Good, keep those shoulders down and back. Tightening through that right glute. Try to keep it on the whole time. By the way, your obliques are working on this too because you're getting a little bit of pressure on one side, unilateral, and so it has to work to counterbalance that pressure, otherwise I'd fall over like this. Let's go for 3. And 2. And final one. Awesome job. Bring it all the way back down. Yes, nice work, guys. I'm going to take my band out of the way here and now grab my ball. Got a pretty good sized stability ball here. And now we're going to use the ball to get a little bit more work in that glute. So let your shoulders relax down and back. We've done these shoulder bridges before, I think. Same principle, we want a straight line. Same principle, we're going to hinge right here. But now we have a less stable base, right? Because that ball is less stable than our heels. It's going to wobble side to side. So some up and downs here. We got 4. Glutes are raising. 3. Nice. Last 2. And final 1. Hold it here. We're going to go into a balance challenge. So that left leg is going to stay strong and stable. I'm going to bring my right knee up to tabletop. And I'm just going to try to hold this here. Maybe to like a count of 30, whatever. And by the way, if you want to escalate this, you can take that leg up in the air and do a few little leg circles while you do that. Yeah, or right here is just fine. I'll give you that variety again. I'm reversing my circle and see how much challenging that is to keep my left leg balanced. Woo! And is that about a 30 count, you think? We'll take that right leg down, press those hips up, shoulders down and back. We bring that right knee into tabletop. Hold that right glute nice and strong. And bring that leg up if you choose. You can do your circles if you choose. Try to keep that right leg strong and stable. And I'm going to go back the other way. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I don't think we're at 30 yet, are we? Extend that leg out. Regroup here, tight glutes, and then hinge, bringing it back down. Awesome. Okay, so next one is one I have a whole love-hate relationship with. So this is going to be our hamstring curls. We're going to pull the ball into our glutes. So hands go down, shoulders down and back, pull through those abs. And then you're going to draw those heels up to your glutes and then roll the ball back out. This time, if you can stay up the whole time, but I want to make sure that you're using really good control. So the ball cannot roll side to side. You are in a railroad track. You're in these trays. Those knees can't go side to side like this. Try to keep them forward and back. So take your time. So if taking your time means you need to drop in between, do it. Feel the glutes and hamstrings turn on. Remember, might want to get back there, touch them, see if they're engaging. Mine were not very engaged, so it's a good thing I put my fingers back there to find out. We got to go 4 more here. 4, 3. This is awesome. Hang in, guys. 2 more. I'm working. I know you are. Last one. Lower those hips. Bring it in here. Yes, I know. Hamstrings are talking to you. It's a great exercise. It would be wonderful to be able to work up to like 25 of those without rushing them. So keep that in your to-do bucket list. Okay, so this next set, we're going to do sideways on the ball. But I want to tell you guys that if you have any knee problems, we're going to be leaning like this onto the ball, and we're going to be on this knee. If that knee bothers you, a couple things you can do. First of all, you can roll your mat up so you get enough little padding there. Or you can do this whole thing side lying. So rather than using the ball, just go ahead and lay down on your side, and you won't have to worry about that knee. So there's only one move that you really won't be able to do exactly, but that's okay. Just keep that leg lifting and lowering up in the air, and you'll get some good work. Okay, so we're starting off with this leg at a diagonal and leaning into the ball here. And I've got the ball, it should be right up at the top of my hip here. Yeah. All right, so my chest is open. My left shoulder is back in the air here, so I'm not leaning forward this way. And my left leg is extended out. Neck stays long, abs are engaged, and this left leg is going to lift up and back down. So I'm really reaching that toe away from me. Bring it back down. We got 8, 7. That's it. This is some killer glute work. 5. Hang in, my friends. 4. 3. Last 2. Final 1. Good. All right, now, this is the only one you can't really do very well. It's just sidelining without the ball, so just make some leg circles or something. So now we're going to lift this leg up. See how my bottom femur is diagonal? I'm going to pull that ball closer to me, so now my femur bone is more upright, and then I'm going to move it away, and you can tap this foot on the floor. So we're going to draw in, lower down. Draw in, try to keep your upper body relaxed, lower down. So this is ab and glute right here. Well, and glute right here. And we go 5. Excellent. Hang in, guys. 4. Nice. 3. 2. Final 1. Bring it back down. Let that foot just rest for a second. Yes, I know. Here's actually a good stretch you can do is bring this leg up so the heel is right in line with the ball, and you're going to get this stretch right around the glute. And you can actually lean this way a little bit. So diagonal line, lean towards your knee. You'll feel it really good right here in that glute. Okay, bear with me. We're going to do one more here. So bring this leg back. Shoulders are down and back. We're going to take this left leg up in the air, and notice my ball stays where it is. It's not going to roll forward or not going to roll backward. I'm going to kick my leg forward and pull it back. So my ball stays stable. Kick my leg forward. You don't have to go all the way out to 90 degrees. Kick and return. We go 4. 3. 2. And 1. And lower back down. Excellent. This final stretch, we're going to bring that foot back out like I showed you, but we're also going to reach over. So push your body weight back into your hips this direction, and then opposition of the fingertips here. That feels great. Yes. Okay. Coming up off of that ball, we're going to bring it over to the other side. We got to get that left side. And so now we lean onto that left side. Right leg stretches out. Diagonal line here. Great. Your neck is nice and neutral. If you need to, you can put your hand here. And we start off with just that lift and lower. Good. Try not to have a big L shape here. Really push your hip and your knee in line with each other. We don't want you to be at a diagonal line here. So see how I'm pushing that hip forward. That's it. We go 5. Deep abs are working. 4. Nice. 3. 2. And 1. This is always harder on the second side because you already worked both glutes. So you remember this next one. We're going to pull the leg up and bring this femur bone so it's stacked up. And then we roll it away, and this one taps the floor. So we draw in. I'm working this left oblique. Bring it back down. Reach it away. Bring it back down. 5. That's it. 4. Nice. 3. 2. No weight in the shoulder. Final one. Yes, and I gave you a little stretch with that one. So we bring this heel as far forward as you can, and then we lean diagonally. So I'm rolling it forward and out that way. Yes, gets a great stretch here in that glute. All right, coming back, abs engage. We go back into this diagonal line. Ball stays stable. It's got a kickstand on it. And now my right leg kicks forward and draws back. Trying to keep it level so ankle and hip are on the same level and my ball, hopefully, doesn't roll. Can you see me shaking? 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Shh. Final 1. Bring that heel in front. Roll the ball forward and out, and then reach up overhead. Amazing glute stretch here. Feels nice. Your neck may be a little bit tight holding it at a diagonal line, so this probably feels good on that neck as well. Did you get those obliques right here too? Yeah, I know, I did too. Awesome. Okay, I promised you some good hip stretching, so besides that, I'm going to add a few more so you can roll your ball out of the way. We're going to lay down here on your back. And what I want you to do is extend your right leg. You're going to take your left heel over the top of your right thigh. So my foot is on the floor here. And then grab that hand with your knee if you can. And at the same time, push this opposite hip down and away. So you get this stretch that goes deep into that glute. It feels really nice. Yeah. And then take your right knee, pull it up, and roll over to the side. So now your knees are both pointing this way. You're pulling this knee up, grabbing that ankle with it, and you get a nice stretch there into that glute. Oh yeah. And then relax. Bring that back down. We take your foot over to the other side. Push your hip bone down with this hand. Pull your knee forward with this hand. And of course, if you can't reach it, that's what the band's for. Grab that band. Let that help you. So it's a push with your hip and a pull with the knee. And you feel that stretch down those external glute rotators. Now take your left knee, point it out to the side. This is a better view if you couldn't see what I was doing on the other side. My ankle's down, my knee is going that way, my left knee, and so that's pulling this ankle a little bit closer towards me. Excellent, excellent. All right, release that down. And then I'm going to teach you one other stretching exercise. This is all manual, so it just means you really have to use your own fingers for this. So we have these muscles right here inside our hip capsule called our iliacus and our psoas, these hip flexor muscles. These are the ones that lift the leg like this. And so right inside your hip bone, so if you take your hands and you put them right on that bony part and then roll your fingertips in, those muscles get really tight and there's not a lot of great way to just stretch them except for like a little manual. So I want you to kind of cup your fingertips, squeeze the top of those muscles just right around the top of your hip, and you're just going to walk your fingertips right around the ridge of that hip bone. This is your iliac crest right here. And you're just going to start to squeeze into there. And don't give me any, I can't get through the fat thing. I've heard that a million times. Just get in there. You've got those muscles. Get in there and give it a nice little rub. And it'll be tender. But this is a really nice manual exercise to release that iliacus muscle right there. Yeah. And the psoas comes right through there as well. So take your fingertips and just manually rub into that. And sometimes you'll feel a lot of tension in there, but those guys need some love. Say hello, iliacus muscles. I'm here. I'm working you, so I'm going to give you some love in return. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but you keep pushing play. Thank you. Love you guys.